Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Teach Me How. Today I'll be explaining how to complete the Kashyyyk 1 split for my world first Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 100% no damage run. This guide will be a bit different from the others since there is a boss fight directly in the middle of the split. I will not be covering that boss fight in this guide. However, I'll link to the boss guide itself for a more detailed explanation of how to get through it. Lastly, for the sake of time, I'll be skipping past all cutscenes. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Once you have control of Cal, your first objective is to climb to the top of the AT-AT. Follow my example here and I'll chime back in once you're inside.
Maybe we can get up there. Okay, now where? Hold on, BD. Let's climb to the top.
You'll face 3 stormtroopers in this next room. As you push open the hatch, you'll want to immediately climb up without delay, and then hold your position. It's worth noting that you cannot pass this point, otherwise the commander in the back will engage you. Wait until both stormtroopers are moving towards you, and then force push the trooper furthest from you. This will stagger him, allowing you to deal with them one at a time. Once they're defeated, slow and hit the commander twice. Since it's not possible to take damage in this AT-AT section, I'm going to skip past it. Once you have control of Cal again, you'll want to follow my example, head in this direction, and pick up the 2 scans here.
Saul should be at the other end of this trench.
Follow my path to get the overcharge upgrade for BD1 by continuing on this way, and then exit the area and move on.
How much current can you conduct? Well, with this transformer, I bet you can short-circuit Imperial tech. Let's try it.
For the 2 flame beetles, move out onto this log and halfway through, mass push them off the platform and continue forward.
Jedi, over here.
As soon as the cutscene is over, you'll want to turn around and grab this echo. After, head back up and continue on.
Dead trooper. Saw I got him. He's more ruthless than I realized.
Once you're able to meditate, you'll be acquiring 3 skills here. Dash Strike, which will be useful later on. Sprint Strike, which is one of the most useful combat skills in the game. And Greater Force Attunement, which simply increases your max force. Once you've gotten these skills, it's time to move on. Follow my example to acquire the next Echo, and then using your double-bladed lightsaber, deal with the stormtroopers here as I do. Move to this ledge and deflect all blaster shots. Once they're defeated, drop down and turn around to get the chest under the ledge. Once you've gotten that, make your way into this tunnel. You'll only need to dip into it for the exploration, then turn around and head back. Open the door here and kill the astromech. I know it sucks, poor droid, but we need the scan XP. Look down the hall and wait until this trooper starts moving towards you. Then turn around and run back to the ledge you were on earlier.
Too much for him.
Once all 3 troopers have gathered at the base of the ledge, move back to this position and wait for them to all drop out of combat. Once they start walking away, drop down and collect your easy XP. Head back down the hallway and aggro the trooper around this corner. Once you've dealt with him, target and sprint strike into the commander, parry his attack, break his guard, and finish him off. As you move into the next room, you'll face your first purge trooper. It'll be up to you to learn how to fight these, however you need to know it takes 4 hits to defeat this guy. As soon as you can move, dodge roll backwards to outrange any potential unblockable attack. After the first 2 hits, force slow and hit him. Do that twice and he's defeated. Now it's very important that you do not defeat him alongside either wall. Doing so will leave him glitched and you'll be unable to scan him. So before you execute the last force slow hit combo, move him towards the center of the room.
Never seen a trooper like that before. You gotta get these Wookiees out of lockup. Keep moving, Jedi. Vents open. Go.
As you squeeze your way into the next area, wait for the fight between the troopers and the flame beetles to end. Once they're done, move forward and deflect the ranged trooper, then move back and wait for the flame troopers to drop out of combat and return to their default positions.
Intruder above us. I got it.
You'll then move towards the edge here and force push both. Force pushing a flame trooper into a solid surface will cause their fuel tank to rupture and explode. Now I missed the push on the second trooper here. If that happens to you, just walk back, wait for him to reset, and then try again. Once they're defeated, make sure to get the scan and then head back up and unlock this door. There are 2 chests for you to grab here. Once you've got them, follow my example here to exit the area.
What is it? You sure you want to plug into this thing? Okay. Oh, shortcut. That's why you wanted to move this thing. You had no idea that was there, did you?
You'll want to make sure you rest at this point and then follow my path up this ledge.
Turn that cutter on.
Not sure if I saw movement.
Take out this trooper and any other troopers that engage you, and then move into this crack. Once you emerge, pick up the Force Essence and then move on. You'll get the chest later in the run.
Patrol the base. Got another breach down here. Some kind of webbing. Hey, who's that?
Drop down and pick up the scan here, being very careful not to walk on any of the webbing in the center of the area. Doing so will engage the world boss, which you'll fight later. After the scan, follow my path to the top of the next area and take out the trooper if he didn't engage you earlier. Drop down, platform across, and then turn right to get another scan.
I'll check it out.
I just heard from the captain. They're coming. Oh, this is it. At least we have the high ground. What was that? Another hijacked cutter. Reporting a live cutter near the...
Here you'll face 2 troopers. You'll want to sprint towards this trooper, and once you touch this part of the floor, execute Sprint Strike to instantly defeat him. Immediately roll back and defeat the second. Now once they're done, bring out your double saber and deal with the 3 ranged troopers around the corner. Moving on, follow my example to the next meditation point.
Still alive in there?
So far, almost to the prison.
Good. Imperial distress calls are going out across the planet.
Once you've rested at the meditation point, move across to the next area. You'll move to just before this cable on the floor, and then while looking at these 2 enemies, you'll execute a mass push to send them over the side. Move back a bit and deal with the 2 melee troopers. Afterwards, engage the 2 ranged troopers and then move to open this door. I open this door now in case the game bugs on the next visit to Kashyyyk, spawning 2 bounty hunters in this area that shouldn't be here. If that happens, I can just run for the door and exit the area. Anyways, after that, turn around and head to this door and interact with the console on the left. This will engage the Kashyyyk security droid boss fight. I've covered this in a separate episode of Teach Me How that you can access here. So pause this guide, go check that one out, and we can continue afterwards. So once the cutscene is over, you'll want to drop down onto this rotator to get your next echo.
This Wookiee died from toxic fumes. The Empire is poisoning the planet.
Make your way back up and then rope across as I do here to unlock a shortcut you'll use later and the Kashyyyk droid hack ability.
brawler droid processing unit. You thinking what I'm thinking?
Turn to your right and follow my path to the next area. You'll have 4 troopers to deal with here. Equip your double saber and force push the first one. As the trooper recovers, he'll die immediately. Deflect the blaster fire from the 2 ranged troopers, and then make your way across to the commander. Slow hit combo him twice and move on.
We're pushing them back. Keep it up. We almost got them.
Follow my example here to get to the next section.
They've got reinforcements. Fall back to the prisons.
Make sure to grab the scan on this grate before moving across.
I'm looking.
To the prisons. We need the Wookiees to finish this.
As you climb up, you'll want to turn around and follow my example to get the next Force Essence.
Who goes there?
He got what was coming to him.
Deal with the next 4 troopers by deflecting blaster fire with your double saber.
The door's jammed. Won't budge. We're trapped. Murray, protect the prisoners.
Once they're defeated, engage the KX droid and move back to this area. The KX droid cannot exit this opening. You'll do damage, dodge roll back, and rinse and repeat this strategy until it's hackable. Hack it, kill it, and move on. There are 2 things to note here, however, with this strategy. First, do not target lock the droid. And the second, the droid will always attack you twice. So wait until after the second attack before you go in for your counterattack. Interact with the console and then take the elevator down and power the main lift.
You've done it. The Wookiees are free. Get to the roof.
Exit the room and make sure you rest before the final encounter. Once you've rested, make your way to the rooftop lift. As you approach the roof, force slow the KX droid and dash strike dodge roll back. The most important thing to keep an eye on to no damage this rooftop is the flame troopers. Ideally, you want both troopers to stay together. I get unlucky here and one starts moving to engage me while the other is occupied. So I move back here to gain time for the other flame trooper to finish attacking. Once both are moving towards me, I attempt to sync their fire. This means getting both to shoot at the exact same time. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the most important thing here is to keep them as grouped and synchronized as you can. Once they're firing, move away from them and do damage to the droid. Rinse and repeat this until you're able to hack the droid. Once the droid is hacked, move to this location and wait for the droid to defeat the flame troopers.
Come on, hit him!
Large damage initiated.
Once the flame troopers are dealt with, 2 ships will come in dropping 4 ranged troopers and 2 melee. Wait in this spot until the droid is fighting the ranged troopers, and then run forward and take out this melee trooper. You'll then want to move back to your position by the exit and deal with the last melee trooper. Afterwards, keep an eye on the other fight. No matter who wins, the droid or the troopers, doesn't matter, make sure that you kill whatever is left as soon as possible to prepare for the ATST. Now, one of the rules I came up with for this rooftop is you should always be sprinting or guarding. The reason for this is because there is a rare bug that can occur where one of the troopers on the high ground will engage you. If this happens, deal with it as soon as you're able to. Now, once everything is defeated, turn your attention to the ATST. The ATST can be damaged before it lands by jumping and hitting its legs. This takes a bit of practice, but is important to learn. Once it lands, you want to be between both legs. Swing your saber twice in one direction, then twice in the other direction, and then rinse and repeat this until the first bomb drops. You'll then want to roll out and stand at the back of the area. The ATST will then do launched grenades. Mass push them back and the fight should be over depending on how much damage you did before the ATST went active. Again, remember to hold guard just in case any stormtroopers bug and shoot at you. Once the cutscene begins, you're safe. After the cutscene, you'll want to overcharge this panel and take the elevator back to the landing pad to head back to the ship, and with that, congratulations, the split is complete. There's a lot going on in that split for sure, but hopefully this guide was sufficient enough to get you through it without taking damage. If you enjoyed this episode of Teach Me How, please consider subscribing to the channel and make sure to like the video. Doing that is the best way you can tell me that you're enjoying the series, and it helps the channel out a ton. I'll be releasing new episodes every single week, so don't forget to turn on notifications so that you get to see them as soon as they're put out. If you have anything to share or any feedback for the series, please share them in the comment section below. And with that, as always guys, thank you for watching and thanks for learning.